Hey guys, how are you doing tonight? Hope everybody had a happy Easter if you celebrate that. Tonight we are checking out Cymple Man. Hi Ryan. I think that is a double. That is a double. You know, that's pretty clever right in the title. I'm not going to comment too much on this. Well, I probably will, but I'm going to not get too into the deep in the weeds on a lot of this stuff, because I think we all know at this point what has transpired. We know what happened. We know all of most of the details. I think I probably know 70% of it. My main objective here is to just see kind of how Cymple Man handles himself within this type of environment. And, you know, I hope it's a good one. I hope he shows up, and I think he will. But without further ado, don't forget to check him out. And I hope you enjoy my reaction.
Half of the term country rap is the word rap, right? We ain't forget that, right? So if you're the king and you just better than everybody, well, you're going to have to show me. Hi, Ryan. I've been quiet about you a really long time, Ryan. We all sat back, reclined, and let you shine, Ryan. But then that ego started working on your mind, Ryan, and drugs of all kinds, Ryan. Then you done fucked around and stepped across the line, Ryan. No more lying, Ryan. Trailer May been begging me for years to show your lame ass how to rhyme, Ryan. I'm sure you can destroy me without even trying, Ryan. You're so fire, Ryan. Before the haters say this ain't your beef,
I like that, man. Did you see that was a real subtle drop right in there? Most of the time when they come right into that main verse, there's a deep drop, and he just kind of did a little subtle drop right in there. That was real nice, man. Real nice. He's starting off real good. Watch this.
I'm sure you can destroy me without even trying, Ryan. You're so fire, Ryan. Before the haters say this ain't your beef, I've been biting my tongue with a shade throwing geek for weeks. Me and Murph did a song with some real ATL rap legends. Soon as it drops, here you come with all your dumbass shenanigans. Doing IG stories about the girls shaking ass. It don't belong in country rap. It was a yin-yang track, you dumb fuck. Then surprise guys, church threw a new song up to try to steer as much traffic as you could from us. I ain't even the one that saw all this. Go ask Vic.
Nah, I did not know that. I did not know that. And that's kind of a cheap shot, dude. You know, I don't know if this really pertains to this, but you know, I have noticed as I'm new to all this stuff with the YouTube and all this. I'm brand spanking new, folks. You know, I hope your expectations of me aren't very high, because I'm new. I'm totally new. I don't know what I'm doing. But you know, I do know enough. I know that certain artists release on certain days, and I think there's probably a unspoken, you know, people imply thing. There's an unspoken thing where if certain person releases on a Friday at 2:00 every Friday, and you come in and you release at 2:00 on a Friday, and you know dang well and good that they release at 2:00. You're undercutting them and you're taking their traffic away, right? I don't know if that really pertains to that, but that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. You know, there's a couple reactors that I follow, and I know that they're reacting right now to an artist that I'm reacting to, and I've kind of backed off that artist just temporarily, let this guy have his day, because we do kind of we are very similar in our how we react. And I don't want to take something away from him because I respect him, right? It's out of respect. And if you're doing stuff like that, undercutting people to, you know, no, that's not cool, dude. That's not cool.
Track, you dumb fuck. Then surprise guys, church threw a new song up to try to steer as much traffic as you could from us. I ain't even the one that saw all this. Go ask Vic XL. You scared of competition, pussy boy. We know that smell, but I'm sure you're gonna say this is all.
He says, we're scared of competition, boy. You know that smell. And then Hard Target goes like this.
Traffic as you could from us. I ain't even the one that saw all this. Go ask Vic XL. You scared of competition, pussy boy. We know that smell, but I'm sure you're gonna say this is all in my imagination. You never heard of me. The homies a situation. Truth of the matter, you ain't gotta know my fucking name. Just listen when they talk about any real rappers in this lane. You ain't the king of shit, and you ain't nothing to me. The only thing you ever pioneered is how to sing off key. Cool, what are you, 3? freak squad. Y'all see this a motherfucking snitch that y'all backing? Cause if this how y'all judge rapping, maybe just stick to kayaking. This motherfucker is a geeker, cussing at his phone, trying to compare himself to Elvis and statues in ancient Rome. I may never sell the...
Whoa, what we got here? You guys know how I like this visual stuff. Something's going on here. What is the Dunkin' Donuts? This is full of Dunkin' Donuts cup. What does that mean? What does that mean? Somebody please tell me. This is going to bother me all day tomorrow. I'm getting this out kind of late tonight. This is my bus, but you guys have got to tell me what the Dunkin' Donuts cups mean. Please down below. Please down below.
Maybe just stick to kayaking. This motherfucker is a geeker, cussing at his phone, trying to compare himself to Elvis and statues in ancient Rome. I may never sell the records you have in a billion years, but I got some you'll never have. The respect of my peers. Calling Adam all these names on the gram, acting hard that he recorded for 2 weeks straight inside your fucking backyard without a peep, talking about how you roll so deep.
Have you ever guys, little pause here for a moment. You guys know I really am big with the body language thing, the animation. That's something that really appeals to me with Cymple. I don't think I've ever explained it to you why I am like that. It's because I'm an older dude and I don't know all of the current lingo, right? I know the stuff when I was younger, what it means, but the current way to describe things, sometimes it leaves me, I have to look it up. But when you are animated, if I was someone that was tuning in to Cymple right now and Cymple was talking about rolling down the road, I might not understand what he means by rolling down the road, but because of the mere fact that he's going like this and showing that he's talking about driving down the road, that as a person who's viewing him and listening to him, it makes me understand what he's saying even more. Sometimes I get accused of my reactions. Like someone will say down a comment, dude, I know you've viewed this before. And I'm like, no, I have not used this. The reason sometimes I can tell what people are meaning is because of that stuff like that. They will do something that will, give me a little clue to what they are talking about. And I think that's an unspoken genius, not just with rap artists, with all artists. When music artists can do little simple things like that, maybe they're singing about a smoke or getting high. You kind of do those little things that really enhances the music without adding to the vocal part of the music. You understand what I'm saying? And it basically, into my opinion, it increases your fan base because you're hitting people that maybe not understand rap, but because you're able to explain it to them in other ways that they don't understand, or that they do understand, the part where they don't understand becomes more clear. And then I feel like, you are just doing yourself a service. Right.
Blocks down, security on every single street. That's how cowards move. What you got? Some form of paranoia? Acting like Jelly was plotting on you when he was out here riding for you. Sneak recording conversations with your friends in a basement. Oh wait, I get it. He must think he's a Crit agent. Just Trey stepping in like a cold defendant.
I like that. Again, subtle drop, just like the beginning. And this time, again, he kind of does like he was scooping it up. Like he was like, the bass was coming in and he kind of comes up like this with his hands. Again, subtle drop. That was even more powerful to me than a big bass drop because it was subtle. Watch what he does. Watch what he does.
Riding for you, sneak recording conversations with your friends in a basement. Oh wait, I get it. He must think he's a Crit agent. Just Trey stepping in like a co-defendant. Dear up church, you think it's gonna snow this Christmas? I love the snow skin, especially cause it's the color white. Talk to you later. Here's my number. Call me if you'd like. Y'all ain't good rappers just cause y'all cuss and yell. Holler at your holler boy. Bitch, y'all y'all dumb as hell. Trying to discredit Shaka. Got them trolls going stupid. What's wreck? Rednecks hating. Everyone on computers. Or researching homicides that Edward created. Retard has no evidence in a court of law, maybe. You always talking about how great you are.
Hold on. I got to speak to that for a second. If you haven't, you probably should look that up. That's pretty effed up, man. That's pretty effed up. I kind of looked that up, and it took me a little while to kind of grasp everything that was happening within that. And now that I understand, that's pretty effed up. The stuff that he's saying is very, very valid. And I want to say something else real quick. At the beginning of the rap, he was kind of encompassing everything in general. Like, he wasn't talking in specifics. But the second part of the rap, it's a more personal part of, he's speaking to why he's dissing him right now. The second part of the rap. The first part, not. The second part, yes. And I like that because he's kind of giving us a big overview of everything that has happened. And I must say, what he has been saying it's valid. Everybody's got their different perspective, but he is being very truthful in what he is saying. And whether you want to listen to him or not, that's up to you. But he is, that speaks to him as a person.
Has no evidence in a court of law, maybe. You always talking about how great you are. Show and prove. And ostracizing Chatty Bobby, that was a whole ass move. I was in North Carolina. That shit ain't go like you said. You ain't do sound check. You went and bought a Harley instead. They got up sounding like shit. Blaming it all on the band. Had them cut the lights down and you hid your face in your hands. Charging fans $60 for a fucking t-shirt. You ain't no people's champ. Nothing, motherfucker. We work. I remember that Tennessee show when we first met Murph. You brought that lady on stage.
Oh, hold on before we get into the lady thing. The t-shirt thing, that again, that's probably offensive to him. That shit's offensive to me, excuse my French. We just went down a couple months ago to Vegas. I spent $1,000 to fly down there in a hotel. I think it was $400, $500 to fly down there. $500 for a hotel. The show was $1,000. That's $2,000. I get to the venue, and my wife and I pull up to the trailer where you get the t-shirts, and they're $40 a piece. We buy them. That's what we was expecting. $40, $60. No, that's highway robbery. And my point is this: Eagles is much different than this. But if you project yourself to be the working man's musician, and then you are selling t-shirts for $60 at your show, dude, that's a ripoff. You're screwing, and you're basically, that's not cool, dude. I mean, let's be honest here. We are all adults. We understand how things work. You buy the t-shirt for $5 from China. If it's a quality t-shirt, it's $10 from China. You got $10 into it. You put $5 to $10 in for graphics. You got $20 to $25 in there. If you send the shirt to somebody, $5, and then you've got, you sell, you're in it for 30 at the most. And then you sell it for 40. You make a $10 profit. That's okay. I'm down with that. I'm okay with that. But 60, now you're talking about you've almost a 50% profit. That's no, dude, that's highway robbery. And that is not what you are projecting yourself to be like to the people. Just saying, that is valid, a valid complaint.
Work. I remember that Tennessee show when we first met Murph. You brought that lady on stage and put $500 in her purse. She was struggling. At first I thought, what a great guy. But you announced the shit to everybody. Motherfucker, wow. See, that's the difference. It's all about this image y'all creating. That's what keeps them separated from the people that ain't faking. So internet folks, if you want to get close to Upchurch, just kiss his ass and tag his.
Okay, hold. I gotta, he's dropping some stuff here. That's facts. Again, if you project yourself to be a certain way, and then you're giving people money, and then you're saying, I gave that person $500 in front of thousands of people in your audience because you want them to feel a certain way about you, dude, I'm not down with that, man. I think that's really kind of cheesy. You know, that speaks to your character, and I really don't, you know, I make mistakes too, and I'm not going to, you know, beat him down, but dude, you need to kind of reflect on that and maybe change your ways and maybe, you know, say something to people like, hey, I probably shouldn't have done that. You know, I'm not saying that it's unforgivable, but I'm saying that's not cool, dude. Let's be real, guys. Let's be real. Don't attack me. Don't attack me. That shit's not cool, man. Excuse my French.
So internet folks, if you want to get close to Upchurch, just kiss his ass and tag his channel till the fucking shit works. Just go ask Industry Exposed. Oh, Beast Boy knows. Next week he's going live sucking Upchurch toes. Tell him all I'm clout chasing. What's my cap size? Indirectly promote me to stay on Ryan's good side.
What's that? All the clout chasing. What's my cap size? What do we got?
Next week he's going live sucking Upchurch toes. Tell him all I'm clout chasing. What's my cap size? Indirectly promote me to stay on Ryan's good side. Church of whiny victim.
That kind of went over my head there a little bit. I don't know what that meant. If you know what that meant, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know what every bar means. If you could put that down below, what he meant by that. I don't know what he meant by that. Don't forget the Dunkin' Donuts thing in the container, please.
Indirectly promote me to stay on Ryan's good side. Church of whiny victim, personal prison, hermit living, nerve twitching, flipping through his search engines, fishing for historical symbolism. Quit staying up late, clean out your system, put them pills down before you legitimately become a victim. So when you saying country rappers suck and bragging how you kill them, sorry church, I live long enough to see myself become the villain. Prove it.
He kind of steps out of the rap and he comes into this serious, you know, grounded vocal tone. And then it's almost like, I mean, I don't want to sound corny or anything like this. It's almost kind of a, you know, respectful, loving tone. Like, dude, you know, don't do this. You should have done that. He totally slayed Ryan on this. There was no way around that. This was one of the best disses that I have seen. We got to wait for the juice part.
Yeah, to the nod.
Great video. Love that. It's kind of what I expected from Cymple Man. He did a great job. I really liked the different dynamics that was going on within that. He just totally slayed him. As I said at the end there, that was one of the best disses that I've ever seen. It was clean. He comes out. There was no fear. He had stuff on his chest. He let it out. And when he let it out, it was hard. You know, and that's the way you're supposed to do it. You just say your piece and then the other person responds. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the response probably. So you guys have a great evening. This was great. I loved it. And thanks for the recommendations. Don't forget those requests. What was the Dunkin' Donuts? What was he talking about with the hat size? I don't know what he was talking about with that. That one went way over my head. Peace.